This marathon runner's story is brought to you by Edgewood Clinical Services, a counseling agency that's different.
Like most of today's race participants, Mike Berry loves running, but a closer look and you'll notice he's wearing a continuous glucose monitor, which always tells the diabetic what his blood sugar level is.
When you're out there, you can kind of see what your blood sugar is doing and what you're consuming, and I think in some ways it's helpful because I think it's a metabolic challenge for anybody to run for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Knowing what your body's doing is helpful, so I don't ever bonk because I'm consuming stuff along the way. I bring snacks along with me when I run.
Mike consumes about 12 grams of carbohydrates every 3 miles to balance his sugar levels. The Naperville resident was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes nearly 30 years ago and is now amongst the more than 25 million Americans living with the disease. In type 1 diabetes, the body doesn't produce enough insulin, a hormone that converts sugars, starches, and other foods into energy. With insulin treatment, Mike's able to lead a normal life, even enjoying exercising, and suggests other diabetics find joy in a hobby just as he has.
It gets you out, gets you with other people, and it gives you something that's more interesting than dealing with diabetes. Because unlike a lot of diseases, diabetes is a total grind. I mean, it's a complete marathon. It's an ultra marathon itself because you're testing your blood sugar every day.
He first took up running about 5 years ago, hoping to lose weight while preparing for a black belt in martial arts.
I started running one winter week. The ice shut the dojang down, and hopped on the treadmill. I could run 4 miles right out of the gate. I was like, wow, great. And I couldn't walk the next day because I had shin splints, so I went to the running store, got some shoes that weren't the fat guy walking around the neighborhood shoes. They were the medium-sized guy running around the neighborhood shoes, and just kind of went from there.
Since then, he's ran 2 full marathons, including the Chicago Marathon last year and a number of half marathons.
Last year I ran the race I wanted to run, and I was seriously buzzing for a week afterwards. The feeling of exaltation was really unsurpassed. I mean, I've done a lot of interesting things, and other than getting married and having a daughter, those were big events, but this was it was a weird, and it was physical. You can feel the zooming through your veins. It's great.
Mike's goal is to run this half marathon in less than 2 hours. I'm Kevin Maychek for Naperville News 17.